Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for the GRE. We have been solving GRE math problems out of this book here, the official guide to the revised GRE. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 260. Please turn to it. Page number 260, and today is our lesson number 370. The very last problem on the page, problem number 10. Problem number 10. We are told that in the rectangle ABCD, A, B, C, D, in the rectangle ABCD, we are told that A to B is 5. A to B is 5. A to F, we are told, is 7. And where is F located? F is somewhere here. We have a triangle like this. And here is our F. A to F, we are told, is 7. Now the fact that the way I just drew it, it's A to F, it seems like a very small distance compared to D to F, which we are told is 3, should not really bother you too much, should not really bother us too much, because as you know, the picture on the GRE are not drawn to scale. Pictures are not drawn to scale on the GRE. So if you happen to see something like this, you should not let it bother you. It's okay. A to F is 7, we are told, and F to D is 3. What we go by on the GRE is not what we are being shown. We never go by what we are being shown in the picture. We go by what we are being told. So for example, if we draw a triangle like this, and if we are told that this side is 10 and this side is 2, it's perfectly okay. We can live with it. We can deal with it. We can work it. It's not drawn to scale. That's exactly what it is here. I did not do it on purpose. It just happened inadvertently, but I'm going to leave it like that. Let's carry on. A to F is 7 and F to D we are told is 3 right there. F to D is 3. Let's see what they're asking here. The very first thing we need to answer is the area of the rectangle ABCD. Area of the rectangle ABCD, which is very simple. This side is 5 and this side is 7 plus 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. That was very straightforward. Part B. Now before we attempt part B, I want to digress for a second. I want to give you a separate problem. Let's see what we can do with it. A different problem. We're going to digress here for a second. We're going to leave this in abeyance and we're going to do a different problem. Here's the problem. Column A, column B, the area of triangle PQR versus 15. And here's your triangle PQR. This side we are told is 10, this side we are told is 3. And this is the triangle PQR they're talking about, P, Q, and R. And we're being asked to compare the area of this triangle versus 15. What can we do here? Let's find out, shall we? Well, area is equal to 1/2 base, which is 3, times height. We are told that Q to R is 10. And 3 times 10 is 30. 30 and half of 30 is 15. And this is also 15. 15 versus 15. Looks like the answer is C. If this is the way you looked at it, then I want you to pause the video at this point and I want you to redo this problem, because C is not the correct answer. It's not the correct answer because, listen carefully, because how do we find area of a triangle? Area of the triangle is 1/2 base times height. What does this term mean, height? 1/2 base times height. Height means exactly what it says. Height means how high it is, how high the picture is. And in order to figure out how high a certain picture is, we take the highest point in the picture and we ask ourselves how high is it from the base. This distance right here is the height. 10 was not the height. That is the height. And it turns out that in this case, in this triangle, based on the information that we're given here, there is no way for us to figure out the height. It is impossible to figure out this height here. So the second category of students, again, if you want to pause the video at this point and solve it yourself, this is the time, this is a good time to pause and unpause. I'll stop for 3 seconds. The second category of the students, which is a little higher level, will actually realize that. This is the height, 10 is not the height. But unfortunately, those students sit there and say to themselves that because we cannot figure out the height, it is impossible to figure out the height. They say, well, it's 1/2 base times height, which is an unknown quantity. There is no way we can calculate the area of this triangle, and therefore the answer is D, because we do not know what the area of the triangle is. Because they say that we do not know what the area of this triangle is. They are also wrong. This answer is also wrong. What they are missing here is the understanding of what these questions are all about. These are called quantitative comparison. They are not called computation. They are not called quantitative computation. Nobody is asking us to compute anything. We are not being asked what is the area of this triangle. We are simply being asked here, does this area of the triangle equal to 15? Or is it less than 15, or is it more than 15? We are being asked to compare the area of this triangle against 15, which is very different than being asked to compute the area of the triangle. So even though we do not know what that height is, even though we have no way of figuring out what this height is, based on the fact that we are told that Q to R is 10, we can safely come to conclusion that this height, whatever it is, has to be less than 10. This is how we write less than 10. 10 with a little minus sign on the top. That height, whatever it is, has to be less than 10 because this line that is drawn at an angle we are told is 10. So now we put it back in here. 1/2 base, which is 3, and the height, which is less than 10. Now we say to ourselves, 3 times something less than 10 is going to be something less than 30, and half of something less than 30 is going to be something less than 15. Voila, something less than 15. The area of this guy turns out to be something less than 15, versus in the second column we have 15, something less than 15, of course something less than 15, the answer is A. That's all, because 15, the answer is B rather. Because of course 15 is more than the quantity that is less than 15, obviously. But that's what we need to understand. The height of a triangle is the highest point in the picture to the very bottom. The same exact thing is going on here. Exact same thing is going on here. The height of the triangle A, what do they call it? AEF. In the second part, they're looking for the height of in the second part, we are being asked to figure out the area of the triangle AEF. We are done with all this thing. We need the room, obviously. Let's do it on the top actually, instead of erasing all this. In part B, area of the triangle AEF, which looks like this. A to F we know is 7, and A to B, which is the height of the triangle. The height here is 5, which is same as A to B, A to B. So that's what it is. 1/2 base, which is 7, times the height, which we know is 5. So it's 35 over 2. The answer is 35 over 2. Or if you like, we know 34 divided by 2 is 17, so 35 over 2 is going to be 17 and a half. That's it, that was part 2. Let's move on then. Part C we need, and this time I do need to erase it, because we need the room for the next part obviously. I'll give you a few seconds. Very good. Part C. Length of BD. Length of BD. B to D right here. So we're looking at this triangle here. A to D we know is 7 plus 3. A to B we know is 5, and B to D is what we're looking for, and it's a right angle triangle because it's a rectangle. Because it's a rectangle, therefore all of these angles are 90 degrees. Because we are told that it's a rectangle. So that's very straightforward. That's the simple part. A simple application of Pythagorean theorem will do the job. So x here, x squared here would be, let's call it x here, x squared would be simply 5 squared plus 10 squared. 5 squared is 25 plus 10 squared, which is 125 altogether, which is the x squared, and therefore x is 5 times 25. I'm going to write 125 as 5 times 25, so that when we take the square root of 25 is 5. So it's 5 root 5. That's it. The last part they're looking for is the perimeter of this guy. Is that what they're looking for? Oh, perimeter is too simple. Or can we do the perimeter? Let's do it on the top here. Or we can do it here. A to B is 5, so it's 5 times 2, and A to D is 7 plus 3, so it's 2 times 7 plus 3. Because this side is same as that side. That's it. 2 times 5, this is 5 and that is 5. 2 times 5 and 2 times 10, it's just 30. That's all. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.